You are tuned in to Nerd Overload, your weekly show for video games, movies, TV shows, comics, tech news, and more.
Sponsored in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and Creative Foundations, employing individuals with disabilities.
Now your hosts, Sam Dunham, Cody Pinnick, Samantha Cross, and Josh Harrison.
Hey, welcome to the Nerd Overload, the pop and geek culture show that covers everything from asparagus to zucchini. I'm Josh.
I'm Sam.
I'm Samantha.
And I'm Cody.
We have a great show for you this week. Thank you for tuning in. Going to get to some news here in a minute, but as always, we're going to do some things we've been checking out.
Well, I had a fun adventure with the PlayStation Store when I tried to pre-order the new King's Quest the other day. You know, the pre-order system on PlayStation 4, they promise that you can preload the game and then play it at midnight when it comes out, which I was pretty stoked. I mean, it's a new King's Quest. There hasn't been one in like 18 years. So I'm like, I'm going to get on that. I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to play it at midnight. Midnight rolls around. Nothing. It won't run. All it says is it needs an update that doesn't exist. So before I could play this game I was really excited to play, I had to wait until it was like 8 or 9 o'clock the next day for them to update the PlayStation Store so it could fix this bug.
Oh, wow.
It really stunk because they're promising you can play it at midnight. 9 o'clock the next day is not midnight.
That is a real bummer.
It's not the first time it's happened either.
Yeah, just about every episodic game that they've released, that has happened on. Life is Strange, that Resident Evil game, probably the Telltale stuff, even a couple non-episodic games that happened to, I think, Grim Fandango when it came out.
The remastered one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the even Street Fighter, their beta, that was
that would turn into just a mess.
Yeah.
But, I would caution against pre-ordering games on the PlayStation Store if you were expecting to play them at midnight. Like, had I just bought it regular, I could have played it. If I would have just bought it at midnight, I could have played it after it downloaded, because there wasn't a bug there.
Oh, wow.
That's really awkward.
Yeah, but the game's great.
Okay, good.
When I did get to play the game, it is really, really good. It harkens back to the original, like, adventure game, while still modernizing it enough to where it's somewhere between a real adventure game and a Telltale game.
Okay.
So there's actual puzzles, like real, honest-to-God, use inventory items on things puzzles. But also there's a lot, the great storytelling and the quick time events that make you feel like you're more part of what's going on. It's honestly better than the things Telltale's been doing recently because they've been really resting on their laurels at Telltale. Because everything they made recently is all kind of the same, and they're not innovating and they're not pushing the genre forward like this game or Life is Strange is, which is another fantastic game.
Yeah, Square Enix did that one.
Yeah, which had a new episode drop just the other day. I've not played it yet, but the other thing is this King's Quest game looks great. It's beautiful.
Oh, good.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Those weird games from that French guy.
Eric Chahi?
I think so. That with the really good animation.
Yeah, Eric Chahi, like Out of This World.
Yeah. Yeah.
How did I know that name?
Game Grumps.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Oh, what is the thing that the big alien guy says?
Mike Aruba.
Yeah, it's kind of like that, like a modern update to that. But it looks great. Kind of reminds me of a good Dragon's Lair.
Okay.
At parts. Like, it kind of looks like a Don Bluth style thing.
I really do love Dragon's Lair. As cheesy and horrible as they are.
It's really good. It's better than I would have thought. I figured, it'd be kind of an okay nostalgia-fueled cash-in. Mm-hmm. Especially because it's an Activision published game.
Yeah, that sounds like their bag.
But it's really, really good. And it's funny, too. The writing is really good.
And you get Christopher Lloyd, too.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd is the voice of the old King Graham. It's all like a frame story, like King Graham is telling his granddaughter stories of his past adventures.
Oh,
So
okay.
you've got this framing over top of what's going on, which they use really cleverly too. Like if you die, because you could die a lot in the old King's Quest, he'll go, "Oh wait, that's not actually what happened," or "That's what that's what would have happened if I would have did this," and then it restarts you back at where you were. Instead of like in the old King's Quest, when they just give you the middle finger and be like, "Hope you saved your game."
I've heard a lot of people are complaining about him being a weenie.
Who, Graham?
Yeah.
He's just a kid in this
He's
one,
a
though.
teenager. There's no teenager alive that's not a weenie. It's like you're not born,
Awesome.
Yeah, Sir Graham, Knight of Daventry. Yeah, he's got to start somewhere, and he's a little excitable little weenie in this game, and it's funny. The cape animation is really good. They must have spent a long time on his cape because it looks real nice.
Of all the things to spend a lot of time on.
The voice acting cast is all really good, too, with Christopher Lloyd, Zelda Williams.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
The guy from Princess Bride that says inconceivable. I can't remember what his name is.
Oh, what is his name?
I know. I saw it.
As soon as I hear it, I'm going to know it.
Yeah, it's one of those, and it's like I can't.
He was
think of it.
T-Rex in Toy Story.
Yeah, he's like this short little knight guy.
Oh,
Wallace Shawn.
Wallace.
Yes, Wallace Shawn.
Man, I knew it.
It's amazing how you knew that off the top of your head.
Yeah, well, what can you do? Like a steel trap.
And it's episodic, but the first episode is a good 6 hours of gameplay. I've heard.
Oh, wow.
Which is amazing for usually episodic games you get an hour and a half at the most.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is a full 6 hour thing for $10.
Okay.
$40 for the whole series. So I guess it was worth the wait.
But it seems like there's a lot of different ways you can solve the puzzles too.
Yeah. There's different solutions to all the puzzles too. I don't want to spoil it though, but it's hard to talk about the different solutions without telling you one. But one of the missions you have to get an eye from a ferocious beast, and I did this by making a pie for a troll, and the troll gave me a thing to call him during the ceremony where everybody showed off the ferocious, disgusting eye they found. I blew the horn, and the troll came in and said, "Hey, how's this for an eye?" But there was obviously other ways I could have went about that, because they give you 1 gold coin to spend on something in the town, and there's different items you could have got, so there's obviously going to be different puzzles to get different eyes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Which I'm sure what you do will have an effect on what happens later in the story, too.
Right.
The fact that you didn't murder the troll.
Yeah, or some other monster. But it's really good, and I'll bet it's only going to get better as it goes, too.
One can hope.
I've seen a lot of criticism about his walking speed, which I think is fine. It's an adventure game. You're not bolting around. You're supposed to, drink it in, look at the really nice scenery.
No, Cody, you gotta go fast.
Relax. It's a relaxing thing. It's not an action game, which Polygon gave it a 6.5.
Huh.
Which is nuts. I've been really not agreeing with them lately. After that, and then they also gave Arkham Knight a 10 out of 10, which Arkham Knight is a fantastic game, but it's not perfect.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like I'm eating up all the time.
Well, I was catching up on some comic books that I had sitting around that I had not read.
Okay.
I finished Archie versus the Predator. It's weird.
Which sounds like a thing that shouldn't be real, but it is.
It exists. Oh no, the Archie versus Sharknado is worse. It's written terribly, but I think it's written terribly on purpose.
Oh, sure. I mean, it's a Sharknado. Of course it's written terribly.
Oh, yeah. And I think that's the point, actually. And they make references to the first 2 Sharknados. So the first 2 Sharknados exist within the same universe as Archie, according to this book.
Archie playing fast and loose with the continuity.
Yeah. But it's the Predator is good, violent. The first book didn't really get violent till the very, very end, and you see half a panel of maybe somebody's skull. Second book, right out the gate, boom.
And it's drawn in that standard
Archie style,
the Archie the Dan Parent style. Yeah. So it's super cartoony, deformed kind of looking a little bit.
Yeah.
And then spines and
horrible
stuff.
things, heads explosions. there's stuff I could talk about, but it would kind of spoil some of the stuff.
It seems like you've seen some things.
I have seen some things, and apparently nothing really phases Jughead as long as there's food
Sounds about right.
Cheeseburgers.
or cake. There's a part where somebody gets killed, and like the blood sprays all over Veronica. She like looks at Betty, and she's like, "How come I'm the only one that ever gets blood poured on them? You're always clean." That one was weird. Sharknado and Archie was weird. Like it frames up one whole story, but it's a number one, so it's like I don't know if each book could be a different Sharknado event. I don't know.
It wasn't just a one-shot?
No, it says number one right on it.
Ongoing series.
Yeah, I hope not.
Archie's going to be like, I'm tired of all these Sharknados. Everyone is. I still haven't seen 2 or 3. I've only seen the first one.
I haven't seen the third one. It just came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and I got caught up on it, like all my Star Wars stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
The last Star Wars one and the last Vader one actually intersect at the ending. And they do it really, really well. Like, Boba Fett comes to Vader in Star Wars and talks about the thing he did, and then, like, Vader's sitting there and, like, the glasses breaks, cracks of his anger. And then at the end of Vader, it does the same scene, a couple of different angles, but then you see some of, like, Vader's, like, inner monologue and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, yeah, it was really, really well done. They're definitely proving that their Star Wars books are amazing, and why I keep getting them. Princess Leia's done after her, like, 5-issue run, and it, like, links up to where, like, one of the scenes in Star Wars where, like, they're, like, Luke, Han, and Leia are, like, basically, like, kind of palling around together. And then it kind of goes from there. And then, because that series is done now, Lando #1 has come out. And it's before Lando gets
Cloud City?
Cloud City, yeah.
Yeah, the Lando book is really good. I read that one.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. Some bad times are going to come for Lando.
Yeah.
Super bad times.
I just like him hanging out with Lobot.
Yeah, it's kind of
scheming.
weird. Yeah, like it's kind of like it's like a heist movie with the Lando book.
Okay.
And Lobot is basically like his best buddy, which is weird because in the movie you get the idea that Lobot's just kind of a robot man with a human face. But no, he is a human that had the Empire put implants in his head so he can run battlefield calculations.
Yeah, he's a real good hacker guy.
Yeah,
okay.
And now he's using that for not necessarily good.
Criminal intent.
For criminal intent. And no, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Kanan the Last Padawan is it's getting interesting. It's still Kanan as a child, kind of running away from the Clone War after Order 66, and just the various things happening to him, and clone troopers that he used to run around with are now like searching for him. But it's not bad. I have not got a chance to read Archie #1 yet.
Okay.
The reboot.
Yeah, I haven't picked that one up yet. I need to. I'm curious.
Yeah, I hadn't cracked it open yet.
Yeah. See, I like everything Mark Waid has done in the past. He's primarily been a superhero writer, though, and I'm a huge fan of Fiona Staples' art.
It is really weird, though, like seeing an Archie book where the art style is so different.
Yeah. More realistic.
Yeah. Like, Archie was, like, almost unrecognizable.
Yeah, from the previews I've seen.
Oh, I read all of Spider-Gwen.
Cool.
It's only 5 issues, which I thought was going to be longer.
My phone is haunted. It's vibrating for no reason. I'm not getting any texts or anything, and it's just vibrating on its own. Sorry.
Silence it.
Sorry.
Spider-Gwen was only, like, 5 issues, which is a little sad because I was really, really enjoying it. Like, the art style is really interesting. The take on their world is really interesting, on her world. Like, some things haven't happened yet. Like, Ben Grimm's running around as a beat cop. Frank Castle is not the Punisher. He's a detective.
Oh, okay.
Or he's like a captain. He's like a police captain. And he's kind of a... He's Frank Castle, but his art, he's like drawn really big and really kind of wide. Really square-jawed kind of guy. But he at one point he does don his skull t-shirt. Trying to apprehend the Spider-Woman. It seems like... Oh, and Matt Murdock is a bad guy.
Huh.
He's basically the Wesley character from the Daredevil TV series. He's kind of like Kingpin's right-hand man.
Okay. And I can see how they can make that jump with the character.
Yeah, I mean, he's still a lawyer. He's still blind. But, yeah, he's kind of like Kingpin's number one dude.
Okay.
Felicia Harding is a pop star. And her group is called Felicia Harding and the Black Cats. But apparently she was a French thief. And her dad was a thief. He was the original Black Cat. But Matt Murdock killed him. And she's, like, seeking revenge or something. It's kind of crazy. She also looks completely different. Like, she's not the regular Felicia Harding. She's not blonde. And she's, like, really dark.
Huh.
Like, I'm not exactly sure what nationality she's supposed to be.
I'd buy a spin-off book of that concept.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, with the end of Spider-Gwen, it bleeds over into the Secret Wars event that's going on.
Oh, okay.
Into the Secret Wars Spider-Verse.
Bummer.
It's interesting. I got those ones.
I still, to this day, can't get over how great that costume design is for
Oh, I
Spider-Gwen.
know, right?
It's a really
so
nice.
good.
Yeah.
But the I got into the Secret Wars Spider-Verse stuff, and it's weird because it's happening. Like everything is bleeding together at once, and nobody really has memories. At least as far as the Spider people go, no one has memories of the previous events. Like the other Spider peoples from the other Spider-Verse are coming together into one place, and no one has memories of their own world other than vague memories of their alternate versions of themselves. Like Gwen starts talking about how she goes, I don't really know what happened, but this world's version of me is dead. And then she's working at Oscorp. She goes, and I'm working for the man who possibly killed me?
Yeah, that's kind of a running theme with the Secret Wars books, because they're all on the same planet or plane, and they all kind of have fragmented memories. Some have a little more than others.
Yeah. Like the Indian Spider-Man is basically kind of leading the charge with the group, because he's able to track everyone. Like Spider-Man UK shows up, Noir shows up. So far, I've not actually seen the original Peter. Everyone's talking about how Spider-Man disappeared years ago. At one point, because Osborn is mayor of New York, he is making a statement about these two events that happened the night before. And people are like, well, what about reports of Spider-Man? And he's like, Spider-Man has not been seen. It's all been Oscorp security. So I'm sorry, but Spider-Man and Elvis are not back. Doom bless New York. Doom bless America.
Right, because Dr. Doom is like the main guy. Somehow I haven't been following.
He created the universe.
Yeah, I haven't been following Secret Wars that closely, but I do know from some of the other books that I've read that Dr. Doom has somehow gained the ability to completely warp reality and put all of these weird, disparate parts into one giant battle world style kind of planet.
Yeah, he's essentially he's become a god. He's finally achieved his dream and become an omnipotent being.
It seems dumb, to be blunt.
Well, it's a easy way for them to shunt all of the different various non-essential Marvel lines into the main continuity.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, I read the first two A-Forces, and I'm like, this is kind of stupid.
Yeah.
Here's all these characters you like, but they're not the same, and everything's different, and it's just kind of dumb.
I think by the end of it, people will probably have their memories back.
Oh yeah, everything will be back to status quo, but
Ish.
Or they'll have memories that make all the different changes make sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
They'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, Miles Morales has always been the second Spider-Man, and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
It's a big piece of tape to kind of fix some of the plot holes in the Marvel Universe.
Which are many.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I'll probably keep going with the Spider-Verse stuff. If not for anything but for Gwen.
Yeah.
Because I really enjoy Spider-Gwen. And I really enjoy her style. And I love the fact they're keeping the same writers for when she gets her new #1. And I'm going to quit ranting about comic books because that's it for me.
that's what the show's for.
Though they are coming out in the new series, and I'm going to really be interested. It's called Spidey. And it's all about teenage Peter Parker.
It's in continuity.
Yes, it's in continuity with...
And it's an all-ages book.
Yes. Huh. And it's going to focus primarily on Peter being in high school.
Right.
Because the original run of Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, was 30 issues in high school?
Mm-hmm.
Something like that?
Something like that.
Like the first 700 and whatever issues of Spider-Man there were. But they want to focus on that. I mean, yeah, they told a lot of stories back in the day, but they want to focus more on everything that's going on. I mean, he's got his classic costume and everything.
They might as well call it the Untold Tales of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And just go from there, because that's what it is.
Yeah, it's essentially what it is. Yeah, it's stories that happen within the continuity, within the universe that...
Between classic issues 28 and 29, these books kind of fit in, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
They just need to do more all ages comics.
Of course. Always.
So kids can buy comics.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, yeah. I could definitely see where some books are probably not good for kids.
Oh, yeah.
No.
But with all the new movies and stuff and all the kids that are way into superheroes now, why not give them some comics that they can read?
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
You know, make new fans.
More than the... What are the Itsy Bitsies or whatever they're called? I think some of the Archie stuff is done, or Mask. Itty Bitty, I can't remember.
The, like, Tiny Titans stuff?
Not so much like Tiny Titans, but like I've seen stuff for like... It's mostly like in the kids section of like, say, like Pack Rat or something. They're called like the Itty Bitties. And it's always like really cartoony, almost like X-Baby style art.
Yeah, I think...
Both for like other characters like The Mask and Hellboy and...
It is the Art Balthazar. It's the Tiny Titans guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Balthazar and Franco, who are cool dudes. I met them at a con a couple years ago.
It's surprising how meager the amount of all ages comics that the big two publishers do. Like they don't do squat hardly. DC does like a crappy Scooby-Doo book. Well, it's not crappy, it's alright, but I don't know.
Well, they have the Teen Titans Go book.
Yeah.
They have a Superman family book, I believe.
They did. I don't know if it's still going or not.
I know they're going to start the DC Girls line, and that's all ages.
Yeah, that looks like it'll be interesting. I really like the art style on that.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just nuts they don't cater to kids more.
It's almost like they've forgotten their roots.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, they haven't forgotten their roots. They know that they're looking at the short term. They know that the old reader from when they were kids are now the ones with the money, and they're more likely to get more sales in the short term from 35, 40-year-old dudes than with, young boys and girls.
No,
It's sad, but it's how it is.
I understand that makes sense. But at the same time, I think they should understand that these old readerships are now having children.
Yeah.
And want to pass on their love of comics to the next generation.
Well, the next generation's comics are movies.
Yeah, I guess.
As our age group bracket of readers kind of age out of comics slowly but surely, it's becoming very clear that the big two, and I mean, to a lesser extent, your Images and your other comic companies.
Dark Horse.
Yeah. Well, Dark Horse.
Well, it's never been really for kids.
Dark Horse is really not a factor anymore, to be honest. Now that they don't have Star Wars, they really don't have anything.
True.
Anyway, it's become apparent that comic companies are really just intellectual property placeholders. They're just places that they can keep the IPs going.
They're movie farms.
They're movie farms. Exactly. That's exactly it. It's very clear that that's what they're doing, because you can see the comics being geared more towards the movies. And you can
it's an
see
easy way for them to find out what works and what doesn't without making a movie.
Exactly.
And it gives them information to pull movie storylines from.
Any movie storyline that they're pulling now are all from comics that have come out 10, 15 years ago.
I know.
It's all stuff that the people who are making these decisions to make these movies read as a kid.
Yeah. Very much so with DC.
So I was talking about that with Steven Universe the other day, or maybe it was Clarence, I don't know. But it's weird to see that people that our age are making things like this now, and they constantly make references that we get. Because we're the same age as the people making it.
You ever notice that, like, in Steven's room, Steven has a GameCube and a Nintendo 64?
Yeah, and you can like, the games he has are real game box arts. Like, he has the Animal Crossing.
Speaking of Animal Crossing, Greg Universe in his van has a flyer for KK Slider.
That's awesome.
Yeah, the guitar-playing dog.
You know what? I think I've noticed that before.
Mm-hmm.
But in the opening to Clarence, I paused it for a second, and I realized that there's a broken TV with two dolls inside, and the doll on the left is Cynthia from Rugrats.
Oh, wow.
Is it?
Yeah, it's very, like, it's not exactly, but you could... That's,
pretty darn close.
Yeah.
I've never watched Clarence. I've thought about it.
I like it. It's, like, weirdly nostalgic, and it's just, and kind of cute. Like, it's not amazing, but it's worth watching.
I've been kind of going back and watching Gumball.
Gumball's okay.
It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a long time.
Well, let's go ahead and take a break here, and when we come back, we'll talk about some news.
Nerd Overload is brought to you in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and more. Replays is the place for all your gaming needs, from retro up through current-gen systems and accessories. They even have a free customer rewards program. Mount Vernon Avenue, Marion, across from the Marion Plaza. 751-4072 or online at facebook.com/replaysmarion.
Nerd Overload is sponsored in part by Creative Foundations.
Hi, my name is Robert.
Hi, my name is Amber.
Hi, my name is Jessica.
I'm Jimmy, and I work at Crave Foundations.
The store that employs people with developmental disabilities.
We have 4 locations.
Delaware, Mount Vernon, Marysville, and Urbana.
Our website is creativefoundations.org.
Find us on Facebook.
Come on and slam, and welcome back to the show. That was the Space Jam theme song by...
Quad City DJs.
Yes. We have a little bit of news to go with that, but first, we were talking about this, and we were wondering if the old original Space Jam website was up, and as it turns out, it is.
It is. It still exists from what, like 1996?
96, yeah.
Yeah, it's still on the internet.
It is up with all of its spinning GIFs and terrible backgrounds and like bright red on black backgrounds, and it's awful to look at. But while we were trolling it, we found a quiz. We're going to take this Space Jam quiz.
From 1996.
From 1996.
Hey, that's when I actually had sports knowledge.
Hey, I guarantee that will have nothing to do with this quiz. I'll tell you that right now.
Oh my god, does that GIF spin, that button spin when you... No, it always spins.
It always spins.
I thought maybe it was spinning because you were mousing over it, but it is
that GIF has been spinning since 1996, my friend.
Perpetual motion.
Here we go.
We could power everything through GIFs.
Okay, question 1. What rival calls Bugs a long-eared galoot?
That has to be a Yosemite Sam.
Okay. Hey, that's right.
Yeah, with the power of HTML.
Question 2. How old is Bugs Bunny in 1996?
Oh,
Some serious math.
yeah.
I'll say the Bugs Bunny like anniversary just happened the other day too.
Right.
Oh man.
Well, the choices are A, 56, B, 37, C, 88, or D, 91.
I have a guess it's 56, because
Yeah.
56 and,
As of
and
96.
96. So,
Yeah,
all right,
probably.
we'll try it. Hey, that's right.
It's pretty old to be playing basketball.
Yeah,
Oh, I
don't
think
want to
that
break
it-
a rabbit hip.
I think they make a reference to like Michael Jordan or something because he'd been retired and
Oh.
come back at that point.
Yeah. Who provided the first voice for Bugs Bunny?
A, Fritz Freeling,
Fritz Freeling?
B,
Michael Maltese?
C, Mel Blanc, or D, Frank Oz.
And we can read. This is just incredibly difficult. It's barely legible.
yeah, it's yellow text on a red background.
On like a bright red background. It's
Little demons.
yeah.
Those are the Monstars.
They look like demons.
Yeah, it kind of does look like a demon.
Kinda. Okay.
It'd be
So I know the answer, but I want to
Yeah.
see what you guys know.
Yeah, I know it.
Mel Blanc.
Yes,
Okay,
the answer is C, Mel Blanc.
It is Mel Blanc.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
He was always the voice. of
Question, broken GIF. Broken image. I don't know which one this is now.
What is the name of the first Bugs Bunny cartoon? A wild hare. B, Bugs Bunny gets the
Gets the
Does he-
Boyd.
the Boyd. I thought it said Raid, but
Get
yeah,
the,
it's
get the Boyd.
Like the Noid, you know. That pizza rabbit from Pizza Hut.
C, stage door cartoon, or D, hair tonic.
Oh, it's not hair tonic. I've seen that one. So probably a wild hair.
Yeah, that's my guess.
That would be my guess as well. Wow.
Right.
Here we go. What 2 characters were created before Bugs Bunny? Do we have Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam, Porky Pig and Daffy Duck, Sylvester and Tweety, or Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote?
This one's tough.
I think I know this one.
I think I know this one too.
Elmer Fudd and Yosemite Sam.
I think it's B, but let's see what happens when you get it wrong.
Yeah, we'll try Elmer Fudd and
Yeah, I
Yosemite
think it's
Sam.
Porky Pig
For the
and Daffy
record,
Duck.
yeah, I think it's Porky Pig and Daffy Duck too.
Wrong.
Oh, we got to go back
You
and
gotta
try
go
it
back
again.
and try again.
Okay, so Porky Pig and Daffy Duck. Hey, that's it.
I'm surprised there's not a MIDI file playing of
Me too. Although
the
it
Space
would,
Jam theme.
Yeah. Question 6. What is printed on Wile E. Coyote's business card?
Oh, it's
Hunter Extraordinaire, Rabbit Hunter, and Roadrunner Killer. Just Wile the Coyote.
Why do I think that was a typo?
Or Wile E. Coyote Genius.
Wile E. Coyote Genius.
I have issue with these answers.
Okay.
Shouldn't it be Wile E. Coyote Super Genius?
It should be Super Genius, but I think it is Genius.
Yeah, that's the one they want you to pick, but it's wrong.
Yeah. Not even the Space Jam website knows their own knowledge.
What?
Broken page. Guess the quiz is over. Try it one more time.
Why would that part be broken?
I don't know. Well,
and the quiz has gone all the way back.
It's already gone back to number 1. I'm not doing that again. Okay.
Well,
so
there you go.
That ate 5 minutes. Okay, so we didn't just do this for our own entertainment,
but it was fun.
Although it was pretty funny. There's news that a Space Jam 2 is closer to being a reality than we might think, starring Ohio's own LeBron James.
How does that make you feel?
That he's glad that he's back in Cleveland?
No, that he's in
Space Jam.
How do you feel about him replacing Michael Jordan in the Space Jams?
I feel like it has no cultural impact on the world as it is right now. Because it'll be marketed for kids, and I guarantee you most kids do not know who the Looney Tunes are. Nor,
And that is sad.
That's a good point.
And nor care.
Yeah.
No, actually, they had a fairly successful show on the Cartoon Network recently.
Yeah.
And it wasn't terrible. I mean, it wasn't great, and it was really different, but it was okay.
Right. And there's really no reason for this movie. It can be argued that there was no reason for any movie ever, I guess, but at least with the first Space Jam, they were based off of a McDonald's commercial. It was Bugs Bunny playing one-on-one with Michael Jordan for Big Macs or something like that. So at least there was kind of a impetus behind it. Space Jam 2, this is just a money grab.
Oh, yeah. You could argue so was the original Space Jam.
Wow.
Yes, but the original Space Jam had Bill Murray in it.
True. I don't think he'd do Space Jam 2.
I don't know. Maybe we'll get Brian Doyle Murray. But
Does that mean LeBron James is the Brian Doyle Murray to Michael Jordan?
You know what? I never thought about it until now, but I think it's accurate. But no, I think it might actually do a little better than what we're thinking. It's still going to be, it's going to be for kids, and it's not going to be very good. But LeBron James was in that movie Trainwreck that just came out, and all reviews that I've read have said that he has done a surprisingly good job at acting.
For being a sportsman?
Yeah.
Not even for that, he's funny. He's actually able to read lines and sound like he's delivering them and not just reading them off of a cue card.
And God knows Michael Jordan couldn't in
Oh,
Space Jam.
man, he was awful. Everyone else was acting around Michael Jordan. They might as well have had a cardboard cutout
Out of Michael Jordan.
of Michael Jordan.
Wait, they didn't for that scene where his arm stretches really, really long?
Oh, that was mid-90s CGI, dude. Oh, man.
And now that's just an iPhone with a panoramic malfunction.
Yeah, right. Oh, shoot. I mean, remember Wayne Knight when they blew him up with air?
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I forgot about Wayne Knight being in Space Jam.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Other than Bill Murray and Michael Jordan, he was the only other live-action character in the Toon World.
Now, my question is, will Charles Barkley make a return?
Oh, I would hope so.
I don't think he's doing much these days.
No, he's like a sports commentator now.
Not even a good one.
Yeah. No. Oh, no.
What about the other? What
will
about
Michael Jordan make a return?
As long as there's Haynes, there's Michael Jordan.
If you wear them, he will come.
They'll put a bunch of Haynes on set, and he'll just appear.
Okay. Now, what kind of story could we see from Space Jam 2? We're not going to see the Monstars again, right?
I feel like you'd have to, or something similar.
Or new Monstars.
They're back again, and they want a rematch. And
but they were good guys at the end, though.
That's true.
Yeah, but maybe the descendant of what's-his-face comes back. It's
Danny DeVito?
No, well, the monster.
No, it's just Danny DeVito. Space Danny DeVito.
Space DeVito. Frank Reynolds.
My ham!
Oh, we'll just get Charlie Day doing all the voices of the Monstars.
That'd be fine with me.
Yeah, that would actually be,
funny.
yeah, that'd be pretty good.
I don't know. I mean, it is a cash grab. Any movie where you have like pseudo famous sports people in it.
Oh, that's not pseudo. He is a famous sports person.
Okay, sorry.
He's a famous sportsman.
And cartoon characters that have devolved to nothing but icons
on
to
T-shirts
put on
that you won't buy from
yeah.
Walmart.
Yeah.
As sad as it is, that's what the Looney Tunes are. They're things to put on shirts.
And that really.
Do you guys
makes me
remember
sad.
WB stores?
I was just going to
Yes.
bring up the WB stores.
Those were cool.
Yeah.
Like for people who may be too young, the WB stores were like the Disney store, but for Warner Brothers stuff. It was full of Looney Tunes and Batman.
And Cartoon Network merchandise. It's like the only place you could get a lot of Cartoon Network stuff.
Yeah, I remember getting some of the rare Batman the Animated Series action figures. I remember getting the Creeper from there.
Yeah.
No one remembers the Creeper.
I remember the Creeper.
Well, of course you would.
I got a Space Ghost Beanie Baby from there.
Oh wow,
A
excellent.
Beanie Baby
Yeah.
and Space Ghost.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it was a small plush. I don't know if there was beans inside.
Okay.
Oh, so you weren't getting it for it to make a financial investment?
No, I got it because it's Space Ghost.
But no, I even remember I have a VHS copy of the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton, and it had an ad, instead of like previews, it had an animated ad for the Warner Brothers store starring Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, and they were buying stuff out of the.
They were buying Batman T-shirts.
They were buying Batman T-shirts
I remember,
out of the
I have
catalog.
that.
Yeah,
I have that.
They should bring those back. The Disney store still exists.
yeah, they really should. Although I guess online.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I guess.
Do you remember those catalogs for like Highlander and Xena and Hercules that you could buy merchandise from?
I don't.
They were the worst.
Was there only one Highlander catalog?
Yes.
Could there be only one?
Yes. And if you found another one, you had to cut it in half.
Oh man, why did I say that like Chandler Bing from Friends? Could there be only one?
There, let's get that reboot. The
Yeah.
Highlander with Matthew Perry.
Matthew Perry's the Highlander. Perfect.
All the other friends are dead.
There can only be one.
But no, I mean,
The one with the mystical sword. The one with only one is the name of the episode.
That's it. Yeah.
but no, I mean, seriously, the Looney Tunes are not what they used to be
Yeah.
at all.
I mean, Space Jam 2 can't do any more damage to the Looney Tunes brand that hasn't already been done.
Do you guys remember the second live-action Looney Tunes mashup movie, Back to Action?
Oh, with Jenna Elfman and was it Brendan Fraser?
It was Brendan Fraser. And Steve Martin as the villain doing like a nerd voice.
And a Dalek.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
And
Dalek
then-
and the deleted scene with all
Yeah,
those robots at the
and a
end.
Metaluna mutant.
Yeah.
That's probably the best part is just the old Warner Brothers movie monsters that show up at the end.
Yeah.
But that movie was a steaming pile.
It really was. It's a shame that Looney Tunes aren't as culturally known as they were, and I blame that squarely on Cartoon Network blocking their classic cartoons behind the Boomerang paywall.
Yeah.
Because you have to pay extra for the Boomerang channel, for the classic cartoons, for what Cartoon Network used to be.
Yeah, well, yeah, now Boomerang is just the shows that we watch as
Yeah,
kids. It's,
true.
It's not even a lot of the old Hanna-Barbera stuff that it used to be.
So do they need to have like a Boomerang for Boomerang?
Really old cartoons, yeah. Well, I miss shows that Cartoon Network used to play, like Toonheads,
Yeah.
and where they just play, like, rare and classic cartoons. But they don't have that anymore.
Yeah.
That was kind of their Adult Swim back before Adult Swim was a thing. Is they would play
It kind of was. You're right.
interesting old cartoons.
Yeah, I remember that. Honestly, I think I still have a VHS somewhere of like just hours of like old cartoons, like old Yogi Bear, Wacky Racers, Dudley Do
Wacky
Right.
Racers, man.
Lots of Looney Tunes stuff, mostly like Roadrunner, Wile E. Coyote stuff, because those were my favorite when I was a kid.
They would play like the old wartime Looney Tunes that are really culturally significant and interesting. Like
Oh
on
yeah,
Toonheads
like the
and
one
stuff.
where Bugs Bunny's on that bomber plane with the gremlin.
The Gremlin,
one.
that's a good one.
Or the one where Bugs Bunny gets shot out of a cannon and straight into Hitler's Germany, and it starts making fun of Hitler.
Yeah, some of those got real insensitive towards the Japanese, though.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they are
That's
racist
why they
as
don't
all
play them
get
anymore.
out.
Yeah. But, dig around deep enough on the internet. They're there.
Yeah.
And they're culturally significant and very interesting to see, the way things were.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, the fact that the old Looney Tunes cartoons, there was drinking and smoking. You can't have that
And
nowadays.
guns.
And guns.
Lots of guns.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. But I think that's enough on Space Jam and the cultural
Yeah.
insignificance
Space
of the Looney
Jam 2,
Tunes.
I say bring it. Do it. Why not?
Bring on the Slam Jam.
Yeah. Just make it as dumb and ridiculous as the first one, and we'll laugh at it in 10 years.
Well, we all believe we can fly.
And update the 1996 website to have Space Jam 2 and just make it look as old and stupid.
Oh, that would be... if their marketing department were smart, they would do exactly that.
Broken links and all.
Broken links, tiled background of stars.
Oh, man.
Go check that website out, too, by the way.
It's...
Is it
what
just
is it?
spacejam.com?
No, it's warnerbrothers.com/archive/spacejam/movie/jam.htm.
Not
Oh, yeah.
HTML.
Oh,
To give you an idea, this website is sold. It doesn't even have a MySpace.
no, there are no other links. Oh, man. The Stellar Souvenirs? Nope. Sound clips. I found sound clips. I might save those for next week. Anyways, we got to move on to some other news. So here's something interesting and not really geeky in the traditional sense. We're going to do some tech news. Windows 10 came out this week. It was a free update for, anyone
Anybody,
who has...
who owns Windows.
Pretty much. A 7 or 8. You can't get it if you have XP. But there was a workaround. Whatever. The big interesting thing that is kind of significant on our end is they have decided to start monetizing some of their integral features, like Solitaire. Like the Solitaire program, like just the stock standard game that comes on every computer, now has ads running constantly on it, and you have to pay
To remove the ads.
to remove the ads.
Because why not make money off of my grandma?
Yeah. It gets better.
No, she plays Taipei, but that's beside the point.
It would be bad enough. Yeah. It would be bad enough if it were just a one-time pay and be done. It's a monthly subscription, $1.49 a month to
remove the ads.
remove the ads and to get you a score booster for the different styles of Solitaire. They've turned Solitaire into a pay-to-win game.
Where's my DLC with cosmetic changes? Can I get a new deck? Can I get a new hat for my king?
Give it a hat wobble.
Yeah. Can I make it so
Milady.
the Jack winks at me more often while I play? Different alternate endings. So instead of the cards falling, it does something else. I don't know.
Yeah, you need to convert your cash into like Solitaire bucks or something like that.
Gems.
Gems.
Yeah. The king's gems. The royal gems.
Yeah, there you
Royal
go.
jewels.
So you can move your cards faster. Otherwise, after you move a card, you'd have to wait 5 hours for it to play.
Yeah. You only get so much energy to move cards.
Yeah.
But it's just ridiculous. I understand that Microsoft has to come up with some kind of
Way to
way
earn the money back.
because
Especially
they're
since-
giving away.
Yeah, Windows
They're-
10 is free.
Yeah, but Apple has been giving away updates to their operating systems for years, and they have yet to monetize like any of their programs.
Yeah.
That are inherently built into the operating system, I guess.
Yes, but there are less programs that come inherently in your operating system.
Very true. But you know what? Give it an option. You know how often I crack open Solitaire on my computer?
Never.
Never.
Yeah. I don't even know if my computer has Solitaire on it. I haven't
Everyone
checked.
does. Every computer has Solitaire.
But just give me
And
the option.
Minesweeper.
Just give me the option to not have it because
Yeah.
I don't need it.
True.
And there are a lot of people who just don't need it. So
I don't need it. I don't need it. SpongeBob reference for all you people who don't know.
Yeah, is Minesweeper part of this deal?
I haven't heard about Minesweeper.
The hardest game I ever played in elementary.
The least fun game I've ever played.
Yeah,
But if you win, that smiley face wears sunglasses.
he does. Although you know what? I always cheated and put it to like 10 bombs and like 100 square like
Oh,
things.
yeah,
so you just click
and
one
the
and
whole
like
thing.
90% of it all disappears. Then you click another one and then you win. I always cheated at Minesweeper.
Sam.
I know.
But if they're going to charge monthly, then they should be giving you something monthly.
I agree.
I don't know what you can give Solitaire monthly, but you got to do something.
Well, they are giving. It's a score booster. So you can go online and post your scores and be better than everyone else at Solitaire.
Well, you know what I think is funny? Is the fact that they're giving away this update for free for Windows 10. And I think they finally wised to the fact that almost nobody buys Windows anymore. Everyone just gets it illicitly. Everyone knows that guy that has like a broken copy of Windows that you can put on your computer somewhere.
Yeah, everyone knows that guy.
But I think they realize that if they give it away for free, people will actually get it.
Hey, that's what I'm doing. I mean,
because otherwise people would just be like, I'm not getting that. It's different. I don't want a different operating system. But now it's like, oh, it's free. I want it.
and they're actually rolling it back. It looks a lot more closer to 7 than 8.
Yeah.
8 is terrible.
Oh, yeah.
I hate 8.
I did not care for
We
8.
took away the start button, and then in 8.1, we brought back the start button, but it doesn't do what it's supposed to.
Yeah. Okay, so we got some other quick hits here.
Well, the Nintendo NX announced that its first 2 titles are going to be 2 Dragon Quest games.
Well, it's not. Those are the first announced games.
Yes, first
Are
announced
two-
for the NX. Yes.
2 Dragon Quest games?
Yeah.
What's the other one? Because one is the recently announced Dragon Quest 11.
The other one's 10.
Oh,
Yeah, Dragon Quest 10 and 11 are going to be on the NX.
but 11, the new one, is
Yes.
it's going to be on the NX, if that's what they're even going to call it. I don't
Yeah.
think we know what they're actually going to call it. Probably something terrible. But it's also going to be on the 3DS and the PlayStation 4.
That's cool.
So yeah, new Dragon Quest. Hopefully it comes out in America. They don't seem to want to do that anymore.
Yeah,
They're so good, though.
I
love
know.
the Dragon
they're
Quest
very
games.
good.
I love Dragon Quest. I like Dragon Quest more than Final Fantasy.
True. Plus, I really like that Akira Toriyama art style.
Yeah.
I like the game Dragon Quest more. I like the battle screen for Final Fantasy more. I like seeing the little sprites of
You
my
like
characters.
The
I like,
ATB better than...
yeah, I like that a little better. But the story and the overall gameplay and everything,
Yeah.
I like Dragon Quest.
The recent
more
Dragon
as well.
Quests, you can see your party members.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
I remember in 8 you could see your party
Yeah,
members.
I think ever since 8... you
Well,
can
see, I stopped playing them at 7, so that would explain it.
Yeah.
9 is really good. I would recommend 9.
Okay, I'll have to check that one out.
And I've never played in a long time Dragon Warrior. Like the other part of the Dragon Quest series.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, it is the same thing.
Yeah.
It's just when the originals came to America, the name Dragon Quest was already used by probably some pen and paper RPG.
Yeah.
Watch, it was a laundromat. It was a Dragon Quest laundromat. But they couldn't get the rights to call it Dragon Quest, so they called it Dragon Warrior.
See, I didn't know that. I thought they were like part of the same universe but different series.
Nope, it's the same game, just
Okay.
different name.
Okay.
Okay, so here's a news topic I kind of want to talk about. You guys know me. Listeners know me. I'm not much of a wrestle guy. I don't really watch the wrestling. But, if you go up to anyone on the street and say, hey, name for me one classic professional wrestler, who are you going to say?
Macho
Andre the
Man Randy
Giant.
Savage.
You guys are jerks. And I expected that response. Thank you. That was awesome.
The Ultimate Warrior.
Ultimate War. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
Ric Flair.
The Iron Sheik.
Yes! Yeah.
Anyways, what we're talking
Daniel
about...
Bryan.
Daniel Bryan's a current one.
I know.
But...
Stardust.
We're just going to say the names
Just
of
start
wrestlers.
saying wrestlers.
For the rest of the show, we're just saying the names of wrestlers.
Yeah, strap in, everyone. Okay, no, what I'm talking about is Hulk Hogan. And
You mean the real American?
the real American, well, the formerly real American, because he is being totally scrubbed from the entire history of the WWE. Like, his merchandise has been pulled from their website and from stores. Any video containing him on the WWE network has been pulled.
Whoa, that's a lot of content.
His name and bio has been taken off of the website. They have decided that Hulk Hogan no longer exists. He does not exist anymore, and it's because
we have no Hulk Hogan.
It's because of some comments that he made on a particular video. I don't think I can get into the strict details on air, but it was some pretty bad stuff. But it's crazy that they've gone to this lengths to decide we are just going to cut ties with like the face of
wrestling.
They're erasing him from your memories right now. Who's Hulk Hogan? What are we talking about?
Like right now, Hulk Hogan is looking down at his hand like in Back to the Future.
And it's fading out.
It's fading out. He starts playing, Real American by Derringer, and he like misses a chord because his hand is gone.
He's McFlying.
Yes.
Away.
Oh my god, I feel like this needs to be made into a movie.
All I know is that I am glad I'm a proud owner of a dual disc copy of Mr. Nanny and Suburban Commandos, because that is going to get me bank on eBay now that you can't legally get it anywhere anymore.
Get him to sign it.
Yeah.
But he has to sign it Terry whatever.
Terry Bellina?
Yeah, what his real name is.
He's not allowed to be called Hulk Hogan.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Do you remember that stint when he wouldn't pay Marvel the rights for the word Hulk? And so he had to go as Hollywood Hogan in the 90s?
Yeah, I was actually going to mention, you know what? This whole thing with him being wiped from history looks terrible for the Real American. It is great for Hollywood Hogan. his heel persona from the NXT. I think it's NXT. I don't really know. NWO, where he was a bad guy.
NWO White.
This works perfect. Well,
was the NWO
also
Black, too.
Also
Red.
NWO White, also fitting, unfortunately.
For you who don't know, he made racial comments.
He made some racial comments. That's what happened. But it's just weird that they're going through and just taking him completely out. It's crazy.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of respect for Hulk Hogan ever since he had that reality show and the world learned what kind of a dirtbag he was.
Well, yeah.
So it doesn't really bother me that he's gone.
But it's just the grand measures that they're taking.
To the extreme that they're taking it.
I mean, they've only done this one or two other times, and I can't remember the guy's name. See? That's wiped from my memory.
Yeah, you don't remember.
But it was he...
what was that one wrestler who killed his whole family?
Killed his family. Chris Benoit. They completely wiped Chris Benoit from the records.
Annals. Yeah.
So
I think the only time we've ever seen like this much expunction of history is when a new pharaoh took over in ancient Egypt and completely chiseled out the previous pharaoh on the walls.
Yeah.
I mean, this is bad.
Hey, you can take the real American out of wrestling, but you can't take the real American out of America.
I thought you were going to say you can't take the wrestling out of the real American.
That too. I think the Hulk Hogan is a big enough name that even if he's not part of the wrestling history anymore, people are still going to remember.
I think it would have been funny, and like if they would have had like old clips of him doing stuff, just like blur out his face,
or digitally remove like him, so it's just his mustache floating and his sweatbands. Actually, do you think they're going to make him lose the mustache? Is the Hulk Hogan persona property of the WWE? Is he going to have to go back to Terry Bellina, the no mustached,
nobody
from California?
I don't know who owns that name.
It's pretty bad when you don't know who owns who you are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
When Bret Hitman Hart left WWE for WCW, did he get to take his Hitman persona, or did he have to change it?
Like it mattered.
See,
anyway.
I don't know.
See, that's what happens when we get 5 people. Is there 5 of us? No, there's 4 of us. Get 4 people.
Hulk Hogan's in the room. We just can't see him.
To talk about wrestling who don't have a passing knowledge of wrestling. I can't count, apparently.
It's okay. This room is hot. We're starting to hallucinate.
He's seeing someone who's not here.
Yeah.
Or is he really here? He's seeing between the lines.
Oh. All right. Well, I think we're all starting to dehydrate, so I think we're going to go ahead and cut her short here. You've been listening to Nerd Overload. Thank you for listening. You can find us each and every day over at nerdoverload.com.
You can also find us at facebook.com/nerdoverload website.
You can email us any questions or comments at staff@nerdoverload.com.
You can tweet tweets at us at @nerd_overload.
Yep. And again, we'll be back next week. Thank you for listening, and
have a good Hulkless day.
Send water.
This show was sponsored in part by Replays, Gameware, Movies, and More, and Creative Foundations.